Hey, what's up, WCReplays.com? This is Orange doing part 3 of his audio compilation. Please get the replay paused at the 45-second mark, and this replay will be mostly... It's kind of a different strategy. I found it kind of works. It really depends on how you manipulate the strategy. But get it paused at the 45-second mark under Desecrate U's point of view, and I guess Fog of War on or off, it really doesn't matter. I'll probably end up talking about the human bit anyways, because that's just how I roll. Let's get this unpaused. 45-second mark, 1 time speed. Unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. Alright, so you'll notice he's doing a more defensive base build because he's got his barracks kind of out front of where his lumber peons are going to be, and it's actually kind of sheltering his peons. Also, the altar kind of limits how they can approach the burrow, because they actually have to go all the way around the altar just to get there and such. So it's kind of a pain to be able to harass his burrows in the first place, and it's kind of a pain to harass his peons also. So really what you're going to end up doing is actually, trying to get somewhere that you're not going to be able to get, and you're really going to end up trapped in the orc's base. It's also great against a tower push because, you have your burrows out front, and all they can really do is place towers kind of out front. I'm kind of pointing with my finger, which is retarded because you guys can't see that, but kind of in front of the Great Hall, outside of the range of the burrows. So all you can really focus down is maybe the barracks and the Great Hall. You really don't want to be focusing down the altar if you can get there, because it's kind of not so vulnerable. It's a little further back, but generally it's good for fending off the tower push. So the Farseer comes out. Obviously this is kind of a Blade Master map, but Farseer is good on this map also. It's not like bad to go Farseer or anything. It's just a different choice. So what he's doing right now is just doing the standard creeping. He's not going to be doing a harassment. Generally what I do if I'm going to be doing a harassment is I summon wolves, and I take the grunt with me, and I just use the 2 wolves to creep out the apprentice wizards. Generally it works pretty well because, you don't even have to micro. You just get some free experience from it. You don't really get too much, because obviously they're really easy creep camps to creep. But, it's great to just, do for fun. Well, not for fun, for experience. And also, after you get screwed or whatever, you can run back to your... and, pick up an item and feel good about that. So right now he's doing some kind of split creeping. I would have brought 1 wolf with me and try and finish off that 1 creep with, my Farseer, but that's just me. So he hits level 2, this is always good. There's still a peasant harassing his peons, if you notice that, which is kind of ridiculous. I would just kind of throw a peon in the burrow and really spank him so that he gets screwed. One thing to notice, he is putting a voodoo lounge kind of in the back of his base. This is a good thing because, this way the human can't really focus down the voodoo lounge. And I'm going to say this even though, he said I want no blade for you. I'm going to say this even though it's kind of irrelevant, but it still does matter, is that in Orc Mirror, the most important building that you can have is your voodoo lounge. This way you can actually get items and stuff. Oh, by the way, the human just lost a footy by creeping. And, without the voodoo lounge you can't get spirit walkers and a whole bunch of other stuff. And you really have to rebuild it, and you're kind of screwed with less items than they are. So, generally as a human player, you can always go in and kill, their voodoo lounge. It's still, worth it to do. Also, the orc kind of picked a really good time to actually come and harass. The human player kind of set up a sentry ward just to, monitor what he's getting. A really nice chain lightning, and if you see a really, really weak unit, and it's, being chased, there's a not-so-weak unit and a really weak unit right in front of it, but you can't really get to the really weak unit, you can always chain lightning the one that's, in front of it or whatever, between you and the weak unit, and you can usually get that kill. If you don't get what I'm saying, I can always send you an illustration through PM if you ask me to, because I can do stuff like that. So, yeah. That was interesting for a random point. So yeah, as a human you can always run in and kill their voodoo lounge, and as an orc player you always have to be concerned about the fact that they can still do this. So always protecting your your Voodoo Lounge is a good idea to do. Also, protecting your burrows is a great idea to do because this way, you can still keep producing units. So the Orc player is kind of doing something smart, as he's kind of forcing the human player to actually come out and actually engage in a battle so that he can get his tavern hero. Generally, this is called tavern camping, but when you have an inferior army, you really don't want to do it. And by inferior, I mean the Archmage already hit level 3, such as life, and he will be getting his hero, which means he'll have extra, summons. So you kind of have to be concerned for your own personal safety at the same time. So you will notice that the Orc player is doing an interesting dual Spirit Lodge strategy. This is actually a fantastic strategy. What he's going to be doing is Mass Shaman. And really, the only thing that I do similar to this, I don't really Mass Shaman as much as I just kind of use Shaman and Wind Riders. It's kind of an interesting strategy. What it really does is it counters, the summons directly so that your Grunts and your Shaman can actually hopefully do enough damage to really out-counter him. And then with your Torn Chieftain, you can use the Lightning Shield and kind of use that to your advantage. So I guess a lot of losses on each side. The micro isn't as superior as the other two replays, but it is still, fairly good. Reason being, this isn't really a pro replay. It's kind of one that I stole from the FOH site because I can. So, unfortunately, Mr. Noob Soviet kind of got a few units trapped in his base, which is what the base build is great for. And he did the smart thing, which is he kind of unmanned his burrows to, so he could get the experience from the water elemental kill. Unfortunately, it unsummoned itself, which is lame. So yeah, he does have his Shaman pumping out right now. You'll notice he is upgrading the Adept training. Without the Adept training, you're kind of not so well off, because you really have to worry about, oh crap, I can't use too much Purge on this, I can't use Lightning Shield. With the Adept training, what you do, and I guess with Mass Shaman, is you have enough to use Lightning Shield pretty much on everything, and then you also have the ability to purge absolutely everything that they, summon. And also, eventually, if you are concerned about slow, you can always purge your own units. And this might sound retarded to purge your own units, but you don't actually slow your own units when you do this. I know some guy who's got a pretty good ladder record who actually thought, oh, if I purge my own units, they're going to be slowed. No, that only happens if you're an idiot. So, I'm sorry, a lot of people probably didn't know that, because, it slows. One thing that you do lose is you do lose your versatility of the Bestiary, and really the Bestiary just allows you to get Bat Riders, which counters air, and it also allows you to get, Kodo Beasts, which allows you to counter, I guess, Knights, and larger units, such as, I don't know, Human doesn't really have any large units, so never mind. You just can't get Wind Riders, just makes it really hard. Once again, nice use of Purge to almost get a hero kill. Really, all you really should be doing is purging separate units to get some kills, and maybe the summons, because those are a lot harder to kill with grunts than a hero is. So, good use of slow, bad use of not having a speed scroll with you. Really kind of sucks to not have one with you as an Orc player. So, always be sure to carry one with you. That kind of illustrates it, because, he took a lot of damage to his army there and such. Now, the most effective counter to, the Mass Shaman strategy is, of